Hi everybody. I'm gonna do something a little different today. I'm gonna do an unboxing. And don't worry, it's not gonna be one of those kind of typical influencer unboxings. Nothing like that. That's not really my style. I want to show you what I got in the box that came this week from the Row, which contained a lot of my summer pre-orders. And I'm gonna do this kind of unscripted with you, and I'm actually a little undecided as to whether I'm gonna keep a lot of it because this is what happens. You order something based on the way it looks, and then you get it and you try it on and it's not quite for you. So we'll go through it, but just as a reminder, my name is Neelam, that's how you pronounce it. I can be found on Instagram and on TikTok and now on Substack as well. The reason I started Substack was because I know that a lot of my followers are always looking for links and a little more detail on why I decided to keep something. And Instagram posts, you can only get to, I think there's a word limit on Instagram and I always hit it, and stories disappear, and I wanted a place that was just mine for my community. And I knew that that following would be smaller because, I started up on Instagram a long time ago. And I think a lot of people came on board, and a lot of them are not seeing my content anymore because the algorithms keep changing and they still want Row information. Links especially to similar items and more affordable items, they're all on Substack. And if you sign up as a paid subscriber, you get access to chats, and that's where I'll be. So if you want to say, Neelam, I bought these shoes, what size did you recommend? I can answer you over there. I've been trying to do that on YouTube and on Instagram with DMs, and the volume is beyond what I can manage. So if you've got like specific questions and you want to join that chat group and be part of my Row community, join me over there. And now for the box and what's in it. And you might notice that, okay, actually very quickly before I get into that, what I'm wearing, a very great kind of small brand that I discovered through Instagram. And I can't remember if I saw something on another influencer, but I know my friend Brittany Bathgate was wearing a coat. And so I'd seen it a couple times and then on her, and fell in love with the line. Form is how you pronounce it, and it's spelled Forme. They very kindly sent me a few pieces, and one of them was this shirt. And what's funny is I have a lot of blue shirts, but when I lined it up against the rest of them, this one really stood out. It has like a very bright blue hue to it, but not bright that it's loud. And when I wore it, oddly enough, my family, everyone commented. I went to see my father, my sister, my husband that day because it was Mother's Day, and that's the day I was wearing it. And everyone commented on the color of the shirt. I'm gonna link this one for you. I highly recommend it. I've taken the smallest size. And then I've got my Talgi belt on. It's got a subtle gold buckle, and this is a very old Massimo skirt. If I can find it, I'll link it. Again, one of the recent Substack letter that I did was all about Massimo and the pieces I'm loving with all the links. So you might want to head over. That's a free article, by the way. The articles are pretty much free. It's just the chat group and getting access to me and my time that is paid. Just trying to find a way to prioritize my communications. So in the box, so that's what I wanted to say is the first thing you might have noticed was this dangling earring is that flower earring from Runway. And I ordered it and it came, and two of them came separately in dust bags, so they are sold separately. So it depends, like, do you want to wear them as a pair or not, because you're paying for it twice. They don't come together as a set. I like the asymmetry. I've mentioned this before that I've always been drawn to that, so I like the way it looks. It's really beautiful. It's brass. It's very heavy. If you have a very small lobe and you're worried about your ear being pulled down a bit, yeah, this is going to do that, and it's definitely doing that with mine. I'm thinking that for me, it won't be an all-day experience with this flower earring. It'll probably be mostly in the evening, and so I'm okay with it. This is one that I'm absolutely keeping, and I'm keeping both. I really do like mixing and matching, so maybe give one up. And then the other things in the box. The Mara flats. This is very exciting because I've referenced this in my video. I've referenced this on my stories. The Mara flats are just one of those, you know, straight out of the gate, going to be absolutely trendy and everyone's going to try and knock them off. And then I thought, I don't know if I'm going to want them because I'm really anti-trend, but I like the clear sandals. They reminded me a little bit of the PVC sandals that I had from a few seasons ago, and I love those as well. Those though, I get sweaty feet with them for sure. And the elastic strap at the back slips off as I walk. So that's not great about those. So I was really excited about the clear jellies. Yes, the red is beautiful, the blue is beautiful, and I'm seeing it everywhere. Everyone's spamming with their jellies. And that's the other thing that's happening with the Rows. Everyone wants to be first out of the gate with their new Row item. And I like to take my time. So I get a lot of questions. We're waiting for your review and they're gonna be sold out. And yeah, I know, but that's maybe why you join my chats, because chances are I've already tried them. I'm just waiting to decide whether or not I'm keeping them. So I already know what the sizing's like and you know, I'm thinking about them and I've styled them. So that might be another way to get the information that you need before my review comes out. But let me get the flats. So here they are, just as they look in the picture. It's funny because when I took them out of the box, immediately I went, what? Because they looked not expensive. And then I thought, but of course they're jellies. I mean, how do you really jazz up jellies, right? They're a good weight. They're not like, I remember them in the 80s and they were kind of clunky. I had a pair from Kmart. They were clear and they were more like a fisherman style. And they had this buckle on the side. And I think they even had a bit of a heel. I was young when I was wearing them. Here, look at a little heel. And I mean, they looked cheap. These don't look like that. And on the foot, they're really beautiful, especially in the clear. I think the red, I need to see it styled appropriately. I'm waiting for someone to style it kind of like I've seen in the runway. And I've ordered it for myself in the red from another retailer just to see it, just to see the color so I can show my audience. I actually think you might want to do the clear for a couple reasons. Jellies are going to be trendy. You'll get tired of them. And if you're like me and you're really truly a minimalist, then you might get tired of those colors. So this is a good option. And I've tried the 36.5, my true size, and the 37, and I'm going with the 37. The 6.5 were far too snug. You know, wondered maybe it's that my feet are growing, but my feet, the shoes seem to be all over the place. With the Hugos, they're kind of sitting there in the corner of my eye. I took a 6 in them and I could have probably gone to a 5.5. And then with other shoes, I take a 6.5. And then with these, definitely a 7. Also because your feet swell in the summer. The other thing I noticed right away is that they make noises when you walk, kind of like farting noises. So I'm gonna put a tiny little pad at the back, create space between my heel hitting the bottom of the shoe, and that so that it doesn't have that friction and then that noise, that lovely accompanying noise that we don't want when we're walking. Either that or then we have to go, is that you? So I don't want to have to do that. And then the insole is kind of pretty. I like the cork color. And the bottom, it's got a little bit of a heel and no tread or anything, not that you need it too much in the summer. That is the Row Margaux jelly. I probably will do a proper review at some point, but it'll be very late. The initial feedback on this from people in my community is that they're loving theirs. I'll let you know, I'll loop back probably when I do the review. I'll have worn them a bit by then. Next. Oh, the MASSIMO dress and the matching Lanwi pants. This is the set. This was that look from the runway, and these are the pants, and this is the dress. Really pretty. I know it's a lot for basically what looks like a set of Indian pajamas, right? But listen, I wore this stuff when I was younger. I don't mind. I like it. And there's something to be said, of course, about the quality of the Row, even though it's 100% cotton. It doesn't even have a blend of cashmere, nothing like that. It's a very simple dress. I know what's going to happen is if I pass on this and start looking for something that's reasonably similar, it will lose in a category. Like the color won't be right, the fabric won't be right, the length, the fit. That's why I go to the Row. It just really nails it. Pants on their own look a bit silly on me. I mean, on the waist, they're okay. Like I can cinch it up nicely, but it kind of looks like I'm wearing diapers. And if I have a shirt tucked in with just the pants, not gonna work. They're really voluminous because they have pockets and there's a lot of bunching. I think on a taller gal, these are perfect. Extra small is what I'm wearing in both the dress and the pants. Reason though I'm going to keep them is because I definitely want the set, and I also think that I can wear it with other pieces in my closet. So I have other long tops and I'll wear the pants, and vice versa. I'll do the shirt with other pants. So I can mix it up, break up the set, and that's why I'm going to keep this, even though it's kind of crazy how much it is for a cotton set. And then I'm going to have to be very, very careful about not accidentally throwing it in the washer and dryer, dry clean only for this. Now we'll go on to the Dune jacket. So pretty. The color is really vibrant, very much like what you would recall from the runway photos. Rich, it has a good weight to it. It's not super thin like some of the other parkas that they did, and it's not heavy either. It's kind of great for summer, for like a summer evening when it's raining or when it's a little cooler. Going to be great for layering right into the fall. I found the zipper was tricky. It wouldn't go, like, I mean, I struggled with it. I don't know, maybe because it's a double zip, meaning you can pull it up from the bottom. Getting into it, I just had to line them up right, and maybe it just needs a little bit of exercise. And then the collar is really nice because it's a stand collar, and it can be cinched at the bottom, which is really cool, because on the runway they had it wide, and I didn't love that look. And when I tried it on in the showroom, same thing, I didn't think to cinch the bottom. Definitely an added benefit, and I think it looks cooler. And then the sleeves don't have cinching to them, so they're wider pockets, and the back is really cool. It's a really nice jacket. It's not an inexpensive jacket, but I mean, we're talking about the Row, and definitely quality warrants a bit of that price, and then the brand name. The reason I'm not keeping it is because I know already I'm going to fatigue of the color. You know I love red, especially a pop of red. I talk about that all the time, and I have lots of that in my wardrobe, especially against black. The best way to make it come to life, I think, is a brilliant red. And this is nothing short of brilliant, this color. But I went to the grocery store the other day, grabbed my black one. I have a Uniqlo one. I grabbed a black, like, little parka. And then we were going out to dinner in a couple nights, and I was planning that. Sometimes I plan, not usually, but sometimes. And I thought, oh, it'd be nice if I kept this or wear that. And then just within a few minutes, I said, no, I don't know that I want to wear it. I was thinking about this, like really giving it some thought. How do I very briefly explain what are the reasons that I'm not going to keep it? So what it comes down to is it's the volume of red for the price. If I have no problem wearing a full red dress or a shirt or pants if I haven't spent a ton of money on it, because I know that I'm not going to reach for it as often, so I'm not going to feel as guilty about the price of it. It comes down to just cost per wear. And also knowing that I reach for black more often than not. So if I have funds, or if I don't have funds, more importantly, what am I spending it on? I think I should spend it on black, and I know how to mix up black and make it look different every time, so that is something I can do, so I probably will do. Finally, not that this is a big deal, and not that this matters, but I think this, much like the jellies, was one of the more popular items from that collection, and I've already seen it out on people. It all factors in, I guess. It's like, what's the weight of it? I think the weight is very much the volume and the price, the volume of the red and the price. But it's so gorgeous. And if I had unlimited funds, oh, I would have kept this one. And next, we are going to talk about the Isha top. Their t-shirts are really substantial, great volume. So let me go get that one. It's a very long dressy top. On me, it's a dress. And I put it on and I walk downstairs. I do this thing where I kind of do this little peacock walk when I'm unboxing things and I'm trying something on. I'll be parading around in my new outfit just to get, you know, immediate responses, thoughts, reactions. And my husband says, oh, are you coming down to tell us that that's too big and you shouldn't get it? And then my daughter looks up, she goes, is that like not the right size for you? Like what? They don't get it. This top has a lot of volume and it goes out, like it's like A-line, and the sleeves are wide and the body is wide, and definitely at my height, it needs something. I would need to wear a crossbody bag to balance it out and to make it work. Or I need to wear it underneath the dress, like the Agla dress that did come, that I will also show you. Because on its own, I did look a little silly. And I even paired it with my wide leg white trousers, which I love. I love that look. And it looked decent, it looked good. But again, I need something to pull it in at the waist. I need a crossbody bag. It has a good weight to it. And I love the feel of it. It's $650 US though. For Canadians, that's like 1,000. I mean, I'm not even joking. Taxes in and all. And I put it on. I felt very Ashley Olsen. Like, it's kind of her style with the trapeze coats and the wider shirts. And I thought I could make this work really nicely with a pair of loafers. And how cool is it? So, you know, more than likely I'll be keeping this one. It's one that you can maybe add to your maybe list. But I think for something like this, you could find it at other places, something that's a little similar. That is your Isha top. Okay, the toe ring. I forgot about this because it came separately. I posted a story as soon as I got it. I love this toe ring. I kind of wish I purchased more because I would wear one on each foot. I'm not sure if they even have these left. A lot of the jewelry is in-store special order only, like you have to request it, and I think a lot of it's waitlisted. I like that they're doing that now that the row's become so popular. I like special pieces, like things that you're not going to see on everyone, things that are unique to one specific year, one specific collection, and that came out in limited quantities. That's kind of special, especially for people that have been there from the beginning. And this is nice. The reason I like it, I mean, you can get toe rings everywhere. Toe rings are often uncomfortable for me because when they wrap all the way around, it hurts. This was very comfortable. And I like the color. Like, you know, it's brass. It's like a muted gold. It's perfect. And it wasn't too expensive. Let me just, $3.90. So there you go. That one's a keeper. And let's talk about, oh yeah, let's do the Margaux Clutch. That one came too. Tried this on in the showroom and I took photos of myself with it and fell in love the second I saw it. There's nothing unpretty about it. Since I posted that photo and since the Margaux have been coming into the shops, I've had a few people message me with pictures of themselves carrying it, and they've all said it's too big. I have a friend that's kind of the male version of me, and he buys a lot of the Row, and he carries it, and well, he tried it, and he's much taller, and said that it's too big even for him. So this is what it looks like. Isn't she pretty? The base is very wide, just like, you know, the bags. It's 17 inches across, so it's like a Margaux 17 without handles, and it's more like the East-West Margaux. And so I have to consider, I mean, I love this. You know I love this. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I love this. It's got the gold hardware. It's really pretty. It's very chic. It's in the saddle leather. And just, I know it's going to look so cool if I take it out at night. The thing is I wanted to be able to take it out during the day. And if I'm shopping with it, it would be a bit cumbersome because I need to set it down. There's no place to really put it. I can't even put it in the crook of my arms and try things on like you can with a shorter handled bag. You can't do that with this. And then if I'm at a restaurant, I can't put it in my lap and eat. So it needs its own seat. And you can't always get a chair for your bag. And I would worry about it because it has no feet. So this is a very big purchase for a bag that's kind of impractical. In terms of closure, there's a long magnetic clasp at the top, so your contents are very much sealed. I tend to put my bag down on the table and walk away. I can do that with this, but it takes up so much space. I think people would be pretty annoyed if I set this down at a dinner table and walked away. They'd be like, what is this luggage you put here next to my salad? And so I think, I mean, it's going to carry a lot, and I think it's for the super chic fashion, like Paris fashion show going gals. I feel like I'm going to see this on editors. What it comes down to is it's a budgeting issue, and I have so many things on the list. A lot of it is the jewelry from this collection, and as much as I love it and I want to keep it, it's actually been moved down further to the bottom of the list because fall and winter are coming, and there are things I'm kind of earmarked money for those pieces. And this, will I wear it? Will I carry it? Will I be having to think, like, even if I go to an event, I go to work events, and if I'm standing next to someone, how it feels a bit cumbersome. And I knew that in the showroom. I knew it would be. I was just thinking, oh, I'll make room for it. But now that I have it at home, I'm not 100% sure. It's worth talking about and spending some time on. So if somebody buys it, I mean, it has the Row, of course, the logo stamped at the buckles at the side. This particular one, the gold, and it's going to come in the cypress too, and it's lined in canvas. It has a zippered pouch on the inside and 2 open pockets as well. And it's very, very functional from that perspective, meaning it'll carry a lot, but how are you carrying it? That's the question. And where are you putting it when you're not carrying it? Those are the questions that I have not answered yet. Completely, more to come maybe later. Okay, did we talk about that? The Marl flat, the Agla, oh, the Agla dress, right, okay. Let me put this beauty away and then we'll come back with the Agla. This Agla dress is a viscose poly blend and it's kind of like stretchy knit scuba, something like that. And it has really generous armholes, so it can accommodate very easily that top, which has wider sleeves. And I put it underneath. And I like the contrast of the black and white and the fact that this dress is just super, super easy. But the problem is there were no pockets. And I went, what? No pockets? Like how? Where am I gonna put my hands? I don't know why this is an issue. My hands need to be anchored somewhere when I'm out talking to people and I need pockets. And so this does not have that. 5'2", this is the length. It wouldn't really need any sort of alteration. And the material, you'd give it a steam and I think it would hold for the day, so it's nice. And the price on this one was just right, because there were some that were very expensive. That's why I opted for this one to try. It's an easy style. It's an easy summer style. It's gonna be great for those of you that can carry it off. So now I get to why I'm not keeping it. At 5'2", it's really noisy here. We're in the flight path and we have bird's nests to the left and right. So there's lots of activity in the back, so I apologize for the noise. For the dress, at 5'2", I felt like I looked pregnant. I've already been pregnant, I don't wanna do that again. I don't wanna have the look again, nor do I wanna be pregnant again. So I thought, I don't know that this dress is gonna work for me. I need a crossbody bag to pull it all in at the waist to make myself feel more confident in it. But you know what? I wasn't in love with the style either. This was a great outfit on the runway. I liked it on the runway, and then I didn't like it on me. Sometimes that happens. The dress is definitely going back. So of the things that were shipped, the flower earrings, keeping, Mara flats, keeping, in the clear, Agla dress, going back, the Isha top, not sure, the Margaux clutch, not sure, the Dune jacket, it's going back. Those are the decisions that I've made so far. One of the pieces that got forgotten that's still being sent is the long necklace with the pendant. That's on its way. That's probably going to be a keeper. I love things like that. I like accessories so much because I have a closet full of clothes. I think a lot of us, if you're tuning into me, you probably have enough. It's easier than I think to mix up, to switch up an outfit with an accessory. And accessories you can wear season after season. You don't really tire of them as quickly as you do clothes, especially if you do color, like the Dune jacket or something. That is my unboxing of my Row Summer 24 so far. The necklace is still to come. The Francis Mule slippers are still to come. And, but I think that's it. I do have other pieces on my wish list from summer, but I'm gonna keep my lips zipped until I figure out whether I can get my size and whether I like them. They might not be worth a chat, and if they are worth the chat, then I want to make sure that I have mine. I'm now in that place where I can't feel like I can freely share everything because production on certain pieces is limited, and there are a lot more eyes on the Row. Hopefully this was helpful. Maybe I'll do this going forward with my pre-orders so that you can get first impressions. I'll see you back here or on Instagram or on TikTok or on Substack soon. Any links will be in the description as always.